What's happening, guys? My name is OTG and welcome back to another video. This time it's a little bit of a discussion. Now, I haven't done one of these videos in a long time, but it's been a question that's been speculating in the community for a little while, and it's also a question that I've asked many a time about a certain subject. And you would have told by the title that the subject of today's video is Kimi Raikkonen past it? Basically that means, is Kimi Raikkonen no longer as good as he used to be? And also the things we're going to be asking the subject, so it's going to be an unbiased opinion, so what he's good at and what he's not good at, and what he brings and what he doesn't bring, the community's ideas, and then also my opinion. So the community's opinion, my opinion, and we'll go for the unbiased. So let's have a look at the unbiased stuff. So Kimi Raikkonen is a former world champion, of course, as we know. Great driver back in the day. He was very, very good back in his first spell at Ferrari, but his second spell hasn't been as good as his current, as his previous spell. This is down mostly because, as many people believe, the car is based around Fernando Alonso. Now, Kimi Raikkonen knew going into the Ferrari project that he would not be the main guy. Ferrari have always had a main guy. He used to be the main guy, but now the main guy is Alonso because pace-wise, Alonso is probably the fastest driver, pound for pound, in the current Formula 1 outlook. So that's one thing, but we have to remember about Raikkonen is he does have them small spells of brilliance. He can create something brilliant, amazing. Like when he was at Lotus Renault last season, he did do good things. He did win the first race of the season at Australia. It's just the package of the Ferrari is not based around him, and this is not. He just cannot seem to find the best out of the car. Doesn't mean he's not good. It just means he's having a poor season, and it's not the car he enjoys. Now, you've got to look at the other side. Kimi Raikkonen is rather old. I'm not 100% on his age. I'll quickly check that for you. But Kimi Raikkonen is getting on, and there are other drivers such as Nico Hülkenberg, Jules Bianchi, Valtteri Bottas, for example, and even Sebastian Vettel, who have been called up to say they will have the next Ferrari place, because Raikkonen isn't really doing it. And he's not doing what he needs to do, and Felipe Massa done it well. He got consistent point scoring finishes, and he got consistent places. Raikkonen isn't used to that. Massa is a backup driver. No offense to Massa, I think he's fantastic, but Massa was a better backup driver than Raikkonen. Raikkonen likes to be the main man of the operation. He likes to be the one who has all the attention and focus on him. For example, when Fernando Alonso was exactly the same, when he was at McLaren with Lewis Hamilton in 07, I believe, Alonso didn't like it, so he left the operation. That's how it works. That's how it is for them drivers. There's different drivers. Same with Lewis Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. They like to be the main guys. They like to have the dominance. Unlike someone like Jenson Button, who can share, and Jenson Button's a very good driver for what he can do. So Raikkonen, he's got his goods and his bads, and he has got the talent. He just needs to focus it in, and he needs to get the positive. He just needs to get the best out of the car. He needs to focus a bit more. So let's quickly go on to what the community says. So at BennyJ_P said, I say no. His first year back at Ferrari, the new rules, etc. He just has to set a win, maybe next year. I'd have to agree with that in a short sense. I would give him another year. If it doesn't work out, then I would give it to Jules Bianchi. But it's a good point. He is his first year back at Ferrari. It's like a family reunion. Say a family member moves to Australia. You don't see him for 11 years. You're a little bit tetchy. You don't really want to. It's like seeing an old person. You feel, oh, I really want to talk and connect with you, but you kind of feel isolated because you haven't been with them before. You haven't been with them for a long time, and you kind of feel like there's some past tension still there. Good point though. So the next one is at Bradders_Durdin. I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, but it says but he has experience. That's something that the young guns don't have as much, and can't buy either. So that does make sense, really. He has got experience. He's got a world championship. The young guns such as Jules Bianchi, Hülkenberg, Bottas don't have that, but someone like Vettel does. So Bianchi and Hülkenberg's got some experience. He's got quite a bit of, actually. He's had a few pole positions, for example, back in the Force India days. In, I think it was 2012, he got a pole and held up Lewis Hamilton. That was a fantastic performance by Hülkenberg. He's definitely got the talent. Vettel's a four-time world champion, so he's obviously got the experience in the bag. Jules Bianchi is a risk driver, but he has got the talent on him, and so does Valtteri Bottas as well. So it's a good point, fair enough. Next one is at the official FNG. He says, no, just unlucky unless it continues into next year. So, another very fair point. Kimi Raikkonen is... he's just unlucky. This guy believes. Is he unlucky though? I mean, there's a certain point where it's unlucky. For example, say a football team loses 3 games in a row but they play well, that's unlucky. But when a football team loses 8 or 9 games in a row, it's a little bit, well, maybe they're just bad. And that's kind of the case with Kimi Raikkonen at the moment. Maybe he's just not very good, if that makes any sense to you guys. Next one comes from @Sambos1. Lee's new cars don't suit his driving style. Last year just showed us his skill. I think the examples of that would be Australia, where he won, Bahrain, where he got second. I can't think of any others off the top of my head. There's loads of them though. He does have it in the bag. It's just maybe not the package this year suits him. Next one comes from @SeanGrant13. Unfortunately, yes, he isn't suited to the new Formula 1 era. That would have to. I'd have to agree with that. I'd have to agree. This guy agrees that he's past it, and I'd have to agree in a sense that this new era doesn't suit him. So if the new era doesn't suit him, then he's suited to past Formula 1, which means he's past it. If you kind of catch my drift. And the final one comes from @123MacDonald, and he says no, he's unlucky, and the Ferrari isn't the best this year. Well, the Ferrari isn't bad, actually, as we've seen by Alonso. He's got podiums, he's proved himself, and the Ferrari has actually got upgrades from Canada. The car's good now, the car has got the pace. Maybe it's just Kimi Raikkonen who can't find the pace in the car because he's not that able anymore. But I understand what you're saying, he's unlucky. It's kind of a recurring theme, people saying he's unlucky. But is he unlucky? That's the question. Is he unlucky or is he just poor? Now we're going to go on to my opinion. Now, I've had unbiased opinions when we've gone through the facts and the stats. My opinion now, so please do not get angry or hate on me for if I have a different opinion to you. This is personally my opinion, and you might hate it, but this is how I see Kimi Raikkonen. I personally believe Kimi Raikkonen is no longer a world-class driver. I think he's good, and I think he's got the talent. I just don't think he's worthy of being in the Ferrari car and the Ferrari name at the moment. I think he's underperforming, and he's not the sort of ideal Ferrari driver. The Ferrari driver is meant to be shown of class and elegance and sophistication. Fernando Alonso had done that amazingly well, and so had Massa. They appealed, and that is why there's such a big following of them two drivers still, because they proved themselves and they showed the passion in the Formula 1. Raikkonen doesn't do that. Raikkonen doesn't emulate a Ferrari driver for me. Ferrari driver will be someone like Hulkenberg, who's hungry and aggressive and wants it. Same with Daniel Ricciardo even would be a fantastic. And Sebastian Vettel. Sebastian Vettel urges, and he wants to get that title. And same with Jules Bianchi. Now, I'm a fan of Jules Bianchi, and this might sound biased, but it's not. It's completely unbiased. Jules Bianchi would be a fantastic driver in there because he has got flair and he's got the ambition of a Ferrari driver. Raikkonen for me doesn't do it. Every time you have a qualifying session, you expect, okay, Raikkonen's not going to make the top 5. If he does, it's a shock. He's recently been qualifying very poorly, very low down, below 8th place, which isn't good enough for a Ferrari car when his teammate Fernando Alonso is getting consistent 4ths and 5ths and these sort of positions. I think he's only had a few below Raikkonen. I think he might have out-qualified him once or twice. It's not good enough for Raikkonen, and when it comes down to racing, Raikkonen always gets passed by Alonso eventually. Raikkonen is always battling with the lower drivers. He's always scrapping for the lower points. For example, at Monaco, at Canada, he got 10th. Now, with the issues with Hamilton, the Marussias went out, obviously. I'm trying to think of some others. Things like Massa and De Perez, they had a crash, so that's 2 places. So he's down in 12th before that happened. If it wasn't for that, he wouldn't have scored points. That isn't a Ferrari driver. Ferrari are always at the top of the pack, and they're always the big drivers that you always see, and you're like, oh yes, this is how Ferrari is. They're always winning races, they're always pushing. Alonso's pushed, and Alonso shows the flair he's got, and I think Alonso's a fantastic driver. I think Hulkenberg would be a great driver there. So would Bottas, Vettel, or Bianchi. I think Kimi Raikkonen wouldn't be the best suited driver. I think it's time for Kimi Raikkonen maybe to move on and say goodbye to F1. The same way Schumacher, he came back, but he only came back because it was a weird, I think it was money mostly. He might have been tight of cash, which I don't really understand. He's a 7-time world champion. I don't understand why he come back. He didn't really need to. It's just a name now. Kimi Raikkonen should have left it where he was, at the driver, at the fun driver, the driver everyone enjoyed watching. He's kind of not the same person anymore, and I'm not his biggest fan. Just to clarify, Kimi Raikkonen is now the age of 34, so he's not a spring chicken as of anymore. How do I explain it? He's just not the same Kimi Raikkonen that he used to be. But guys, that's my opinion. Please tell me down in the comments section below your opinion. Please remember to smash the like button, subscribe. It's been a long video. If you have stayed to the end, then comment down below. Hashtag I watched all. I don't know. There we go. But if you've enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe, share the video around, tell your mates, get yourself in a comment battle down below. But thank you guys for watching. My name is OTG. Do you think the 2007 World Champion is worthy of the Ferrari seat? Goodbye.